Question number 3, Dr. Jackie Blue on behalf of Dr. Paul Hutchison.
On behalf of Dr. Paul Hutchison to the Minister of Health, what initiatives have been undertaken to tackle rheumatic fever in New Zealand?
The Honourable Tony Ryle.
Mr. Speaker, in this year's budget, Mrs. Turia announced that we are investing $12 million over 4 years to reduce rheumatic fever in vulnerable communities around the nation. This will involve up to 22,000 children in high-risk areas. Prevention programs focused on this third world disease are already underway in a number of vulnerable communities. In Flaxmere, for example, there have been no more cases since their program began last year. And at the recent program at Makaurau Marae in South Auckland, it will be the first place in New Zealand, Mr. Speaker, where children can turn up without an appointment, be tested and diagnosed within minutes in a new rapid diagnosis test.
Dr. Jackie Blue.
Supplementary. How long has tackling rheumatic fever been a government priority?
The Honourable Tony Ryle.
Mr. Speaker, the previous government boasted in 2001 that rheumatic fever was a priority, but nothing happened, except more kids got it. This government takes rheumatic fever seriously. A sore throat can lead to permanent and quite serious heart damage, and it's crucial that we tackle this preventable disease head-on. Continuing and contributing to our other prevention work in this area is the Warm Up New Zealand Heat Smart program, where 100,000 homes were retrofitted as of the 1st of March this year.
Grant Robertson.
Minister accept that overcrowded housing is one of the main issues with rheumatic fever in New Zealand, and how does the government cutting funding for state housing help that?
The Honourable Tony Ryle.
Mr. Speaker, what I can advise certainly is that when it comes to housing as a contributing factor, certainly the temperature of the houses has been found to be a contributing factor, and that's one of the reasons why we've got Heat Smart campaign. And on the issue of overcrowding, I think the Minister of Housing has done a superb job in the work that he's done in tidying up the very poor state of public housing that he inherited from that failed party opposite.
Rahui Katane.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Minister, is he aware of the particularly high rates of rheumatic fever in Northland, and what response has he received from people in Northland to the announcements by Māori Party co-leader Tariana Turia of the $12 million invested in eliminating rheumatic fever in high-risk areas?
The Honourable Tony Ryle.
Mr. Speaker, yes, I'm aware of two particularly positive responses to the announcement by Minister Turia. Both are from Northland general practitioners who say they are delighted by the $12 million boost, and that Mrs. Turia should take a bow for championing the cause for more resources. As the member knows, Northland is one of our most vulnerable and high-risk areas in this particular issue, and the new funding will provide a much-needed boost in their fight against rheumatic fever and complement the work that is already underway.
Question number